Welcome back, Tiger sports fans, for our 5th episode of the Spring. I'm your host, Charlie Johnson.
And I'm Whitney Wells, and we have a lot to get you caught up on after a busy week. The baseball team took a short trip down to Lexington, Kentucky, where they took on Wisconsin Oshkosh in Transylvania. They had a rough go of it last weekend, dropping all 3 contests. Pitcher Michael Vallone had a great outgoing against Oshkosh in the first game, going 7 innings and striking out 7 batters, as well as allowing 0 earned runs. The Tigers now set their sights on their home opener this coming weekend, taking on the University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy in St. Louis.
The softball team saw a little more success, going 1-2 on their trip to St. Louis in their 5-2 win against Wash U. In the win, the Tigers were led by center fielder Goose Moore and catcher Emily Dumays, who both went 3 for 3. Pitcher Kendra Butcher turned in a solid outing as well, throwing 2 shutout innings to close the game. The Tigers are now turning their focus towards Defiance College, who they'll take on in Kentucky this weekend.
The women's lacrosse team had a great week going 2-0. They first defeated Hope College at home 18-7 and seemed to be having a competition on who could score the most goals. Grayson Campbell had 5 and Emily Napier and Bria Randolph added 4. Next, they traveled to Aurora, Illinois and beat Aurora University in a thriller 11-10. Abby Keene had 3 goals in the victory. The women's team will face St. Mary's next.
The men's lacrosse team lost their only game this week against Trine 6-8. Beckett Tasker and Connor Gibson both scored 2 goals apiece. The Tigers will take on Earlham at home next weekend.
The men's tennis team had a good week last week, winning 2 out of their 3 matches. Thomas Partridge and Ryan McCook led the way for the Tigers. McCook was recognized for his outstanding efforts, winning NCAC Athlete of the Week.
The women's tennis team had a good week as well, winning 2 out of their 3 matches. Ellen Gardner and Kat Wilder led the way. Now we go to Joey Webster for the TSN Game of the Week.
The women's tennis team has won their last 2 competitions against Rose Holman and most recently Marian University. In doubles, the Tigers went 3 out of 3 with Kylie Shaw and Sonal Mata winning 9-8. Ellen Gardner and Kat Wilder won 8-2, and Valerie Doherty and Alex Preston won 8-6. Our very own Margaret Booker had a chance to talk to Kat Wilder about the team's recent success.
Hello, Tiger sports fans. My name is Margaret Booker, and I'm joined with DePauw tennis stud Kat Wilder. Kat, thanks for joining us today. Before we begin, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Margaret. I'm Kat Wilder. I'm a junior here at DePauw. I'm a psychology major from Batesville, Indiana, and I play 2 doubles and 3 singles on the women's tennis team.
Very nice. In your most recent matchup this week against Marian University, you and your doubles partner, Ellen Gardner, had a pretty good day. You guys won 8-2. Can you just take us through how the match went down?
Yeah, sure. I think, including ourselves, everybody thought we were the underdogs in that match, so we kind of went out just playing like we had nothing to lose. We just played super aggressive and moved really well from the start, just really focused and disciplined. It was a good match. It was a fun win for the team. It was great, yeah.
Nice. How do you two strategize so well together?
It helps that we're really good friends, first of all, so we have a lot of chemistry. But on the court, we talk in between every point just to try to keep things pretty simple but disciplined. We also played together last year, so I know her style of play, she knows mine. We trust each other. I know her strengths, so we just try to kind of capitalize on those every point.
Nice. You guys make a good duo. Is there anything you do before the game, like any pre-match rituals?
Personally, I mean, tennis is a super mental sport, so before matches, I try to just stay really dialed in and energized, whether that's listening to music on the bus by myself or on the way to the courts. As a team, we listen to music during warm-ups, which has really elevated overall energy and confidence.
What's your go-to pre-match song?
Oh my gosh. I have no idea. Recently, I've been liking Never Seen the Rain because the lacrosse team listens to it during their warm-ups, and it's good.
It's a great choice. So looking forward, what can we expect to see from you and the rest of the tennis team?
Hopefully more competitive matches and a few more wins. We're all playing our best tennis right now, I think. We have a couple big matches coming up, Kenyon included, and then shortly after our spring break is the conference tournament, so we're hoping the level of play just keeps getting better and continues.
Nice. So I'm not super familiar with everything about tennis, so can you kind of give us the main differences you think between singles and doubles matches?
Yeah, totally. To state the obvious, the main difference is just having another person to play with you during a match. It's a different strategy, a different energy, a different game. On a day-to-day basis, I think I'd rather play doubles just because it's more fun, especially if we're both playing really well. Singles is a lot more independent, obviously. I think it requires a lot more mental, stability and toughness, but if you aren't necessarily returning well or serving well in doubles, singles kind of gives you the freedom to play exactly how you want. So for me, it just kind of depends on the day, how I'm playing.
Gotcha. So our last question for you today. So we know tennis is a pretty individual sport, so are there any fun team things that you guys do to get closer?
Yeah, just day to day, we all have the same practice schedule. We do the same things during practice, same drills. We all lift together. So just doing those things, we're making ourselves better as individuals, obviously, but we're doing it as a team, which makes things a lot more fun. We've actually traveled a lot this season, so we're having fun on our away trips and just bonding in those ways. It's a really fun group of girls this year. We have a good freshman class, so yeah, it's been super fun.
It's awesome. I'm glad you're having a great experience.
Thanks.
Thank you for taking time to talk to us today. Make sure to follow along with the women's tennis team the rest of the season. I'm Margaret Booker. Back to you, Whitney.
Thanks, Margaret.
And that'll do it for this episode of Tiger Sports Nation. Once again, I'm Charlie Johnson.
And I'm Whitney Wells, and as always,
Roll Tigs.